Mr. Butler is choosing his password for a website. The password is to be 4 characters long, chosen from the numbers 0, 1, 2, and 3. So for the first bullet, each number can only be used once. We want to determine the number of different possibilities for the passwords. So Mr. Butler sits down, he goes to choose his password. He has 4 choices for what the first number could be. He could choose any of the 4 numbers, 0, 1, 2, or 3. Since each one has to be different, he cannot repeat here, which means when he goes to his second number, then he only has 3 choices to choose from. And then after he has that one, he has 2 choices, and then 1 choice. This is using the counting principle. So literally, Mr. Butler will do 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, and he will find out there are 24 different possibilities when each number can only be used once. For the second bullet, same information, except this time Mr. Butler is allowed to repeat his numbers. And we want to know how many different possibilities there are. So the second bullet starts the same way. Mr. Butler has 4 numbers to choose from. The difference here is because we're allowed to repeat. And since we're allowed to repeat numbers, when Mr. Butler goes to choose his second number, he again has 4 choices. Same thing for the third number, and same thing for the fourth. So using the counting principle, Mr. Butler would be doing 4 times 4 times 4 times 4, which will give him a total of 256 possibilities. For the third bullet, now changing it up a little bit. The password this time uses 1 letter from the alphabet and 3 numbers. So you have 1 letter followed by 3 different numbers. You're still using the same numbers to choose from, 0, 1, 2, and 3. So when Mr. Butler sits down to choose his password, he literally can pick any letter he wants to start from, which means he has 26 possibilities for that letter from the alphabet. After that, he goes back to his 4 numbers, and it says here that numbers can be repeated. So Mr. Butler has 4 choices for what the first number is, and then again he has 4 choices for the second number and 4 choices for the third number. Making sure that you're reading this problem carefully. It's not 4 numbers this time, there's only 3. So now Mr. Butler has to literally multiply 26 times 4 times 4 times 4 to get a total of 1,664 possibilities when you use 1 letter and 3 numbers. For the fourth bullet, now it says use your answer from the third bullet, which means we're working with our 1,664. And that means that there are 1,664 different passwords. And Mr. Butler is going to choose one. If we choose one at random, we want to know the probability that Mr. Butler's password was B233. So we're saying there's 1,664 different ones, and we want to know the probability that the one he chose was B233. Each one is different, which means he has a 1 in 1,664 chance of choosing that specific password. Every single one of those passwords is unique, so the probability of each one individually is just 1 out of the total. And if you answer all 4 of those bullets correctly, you get yourself a 3 on an open-ended question.